Okay, so just a side note that at my house, I don't have the internet right now. So we missed class on Tuesday. I'm here at my parents' house today, and it should be fixed by the end of the weekend. So um, we do notes today. Next week we review, and then I'll post the test. Let's see. Okay, my parents have a fussy cat. I will be right back. He's grumpy. Okay, so let's see. Homework one was already due. If I haven't read any emails or responded to your emails yet, I'm gonna work on that today now that I've got internet access. So if anyone has recently added the class, I will give you time to catch up on homework. There was homework one. It was due on the 13th. Homework two. It's due, let's see, this weekend. And then soon I'll post homework three. It will be due on the 27th. And the plan is to review next week on Tuesday, and I'll post the exam. So it'll be posted on the 23rd. It'll be on Canvas. It'll be similar to homework, but instead of multiple choice answers, it'll be little essay responses. You don't have to write an essay response, but you'll just type in your answer. Okay, let's see. And I'll choose questions that are easy to type answers to. 3, 2, 20. Okay, so this will be the end of, well, hopefully we'll finish chapter 15. And then, I don't know, just to let you know that this class is ahead of the other class that I have. So if we're done today, we'll just call it early. Let's start. Okay, so we already talked about quartiles, which is what we're going to practice. So for the following set, determine the quartiles. All right, the set is starting with 0.58 and 1.25. Okay. Then 2.87, 3.25. 3.56, 5.51. I like to start with Q2. It's the median of the whole set. So I already put everything in order just to double check. That's 0.5, 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 5. So increasing order first, we're good. And then go to the ends, and then work towards the middle. Let's use color. 1 step, 2 steps. So it looks like I've got 2 numbers in the middle. So we find the average, and that's Q2. We got 2.87. 3.25. And of course, check the math, but I got 3.06. So your quartiles are Q1, Q2, and Q3. Got Q2, let's get Q1. So Q2 is right here. That's the middle, and we're going to split everything in the middle and have a bottom set and then a top set. From the bottom set, you find the middle, which is Q1. So this way, that way, and here's the middle. And then that Q2 split the set, and we look at the top part, and the middle of the top part has 3.56 right there. All right, I think we should do a couple of these for practice. All right, so I have one that I need. I'm just going to say, find the quartiles. The set that contains, let's put 0, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So we start with Q2. And again, I put everything in order. Most likely I'll just do this on your homework and your test. So your numbers are in increasing order. Go to the edges, find the middle. 1, 2, 3 times, 4 times.
Professor, this is just I'm having a kind of a mind fart. After you do, whether you have to find the average for Q2 or you have like a definite number, you never start from Q2 when you're starting to find Q1 and Q3, right? You always start with a number to the left or the first. So in this case, you would start with 0 and 3 instead of 0 and 4 to find your Q1.
Yeah, well,
you would not you would start at 4, but you would not count it in the terms of right there. You would start instead at 3, right?
Actually, this time it's going to be included in both sides, the actual value from the set. But what you said before was right when you said
Like
we,
when you start going inward, you don't start at 4, you start at the number to like the left of it.
well, I'll put the reminder up in a sec.
Okay, thank you.
But what happened in the last problem, we did not use Q2, like you said. But in this problem, we actually are going to use this number in the sets, and I'll write down that part. Okay, so what happens is it's either you have an even number of elements or an odd number of elements. Let's see what this is. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one's odd. Okay, when it's odd, use Q2 in both the top half and the bottom half. We'll just have to say the whole thing. Okay. Use Q2 we'll put the top half. Okay, and then if it's even, Q2 should split the set like we just saw, and you don't use that number, it just is a divider. And you use all the numbers to the other side of it and above it, like was mentioned. So for odd, use it. For even, you don't use it. So I've kind of run out of space. So you're not going to use this in the top or the bottom. It's just going to sit there as like a partition kind of, or like a just separation of the top and bottom. We'll do more practice problems. Lots of practice today. Okay, so this time we got a number right in the middle. It's 4. And then you use that number from 0 to 4. We'll find the middle, which is Q1. Okay. Nice. So 2 is Q2. Q1 equals 2. Okay, and now we actually use 4 again. Let's get some other color. So let's go like this to here. And then go from the edges to the middle. So you go 4, 9, 5, 8, Q3. All right, let's try a set that has, let's put 10 elements in it. All right, let's try -3, -2, -1. 0, 1, 2. Okay, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 elements total. So when we find Q2, it should be some number that splits the set in half. And again, I put everything in increasing order. We go from each edge and work towards the center. So I've got these numbers in the middle. Okay, the average will be 1 plus 2 over 2. 3 halves. Cool. So
Wouldn't there be only one middle number?
uh,
Or I think, or maybe I'm just like going in wrong. So I thought I'd gotten that Q2 was solely 1,
let me check it.
but I could be wrong.
Once, twice, over. I've got 1 and 2.
Okay, maybe I wrote something extra. I don't know. Let me check.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I was doing something wrong.
That's good. That's good. Let's divide the set right there with Q2. Okay, and so we don't actually use 1.5. We're going to start with 1 and go down to -3 and then find Q1 right there. So let's figure out what the number is. I don't know exactly where it is. Step, 2 steps. I got a number in the middle of -1. So that's Q1. Okay, Q3 will be the middle or the median of this set. Starts at 2 and goes to 8. 1, 2, got 4 in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to I think we actually talked about this in this class. We want to write down a definition, but then more practice with this stuff, quartiles. Okay. So I think we mentioned what the 5-number summary is, but we'll just put it up again. Let's see. Okay, so the 5-number summary is 5 important numbers: the min, Q1, Q2, Q3, and the max. And we'll just put up a reminder. The min is the smallest value in the set. And the max is the largest value in the set. Oops. Okay, so we're going to do another set where we find the 5-number set summary. So we'll find the quartiles again and then list the min and the max. Okay, this set has, oh, oops. What's this thing? Okay, 1, 4, 9, 10. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's put some more in here. Let's have 11, 13, 14. 17, 20, and that's pretty good. Okay.
Hey, Professor, just before we start, say like we were to, homework or exam or whatever, we're asked to, type in or find, or I guess type in this instance, the 5-number summary. Does it need to be like written in ascending order like you do minimum first, or can it be like can it be organized in any different way, or is there a specific, it has to be minimum Q1, Q2, Q3, and max, or does it really matter?
To me, it doesn't matter. Yeah. I've seen on online homework, they do mark it wrong if it's not in the right order, but as long as you've got the right numbers, I'll give you credit.
Okay, cool.
I can do that. Okay, so let's just start with quartiles. Okay. Okay, go to the edges, find the middle. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 times 4, and cool. I got 11 in the middle. Which means I need to use 11 for the bottom set, and then I'm also going to use it in the top. Okay, let's go here to here, find the middle. 1, 2, 3 times, so 9. Okay, like I said, we also include 11 and then go up to 20. 11, 13, 17, 14. It's Q3. Also min, max. Min of 1, max of 20. So I have a few more examples like this, and then something new. So next, still, so we can start over. All right, I have a lot of numbers in here. Okay, 12, 13, 21. 24, 27, 30. 31, 32, 40, 41. Okay, that's it. For this set, find the 5-number summary. So Q2 is the median. Okay, work our way to the middle. Edges going in and again and again. And I've got 27 and 30 in the middle, so we take the average of those guys. $28.5. Nice. Okay, so you use Q2 to split the set, and we're going to have a bottom half from 27 down to 12, and that's where we find Q1. So going towards the middle, and I have a number in the middle of 21. Then the top set goes from 30 up to 41. We'll go in and again and the middle. It's Q3. Then you need the min and the max for the 5-number summary. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, down to 12, up to 41. And like it was mentioned, it's okay if you don't have them in all the right order, as long as you have the right numbers. One more example. And when we review next week, we'll do more practice with this, with the quartiles. Okay. no. Okay. Oh, there you are. Okay, this set has it's fine. Okay. Negative, it just looks like sets we've already done, that's all. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Then 3, 4, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, and then that's the set. Q2. All right, find the middle, the median. 1 times 2 times 3 and 4, 5, 6. I got 4. Okay, use 4 in the bottom set. And we're going to find Q1. Okay, so working towards the middle, I have the number 1, it's Q1. We did Q2, so that means we need Q3. And you put 4 in that set too. And find the median of the set that goes from 4 and up to 15. Here's the min, -2. That's the max. 15. So we got everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 important numbers. So switching it up a little bit, I'm going to describe box plots, but we're not going to have box plots on the homework or the test. But it's kind of where all of this information was going to be used. So, little talk about box plots, just for fun. They're not too difficult, but it's really a picture you have to draw. And with class being online, I don't see how we're going to have, how we're going to do that as a practice problem. Okay, so what happens is, so you draw vertical lines above the quartiles. and then connect them to make a box. Oh, cool. Yeah, if you've seen these before, they're kind of fun. But again, it's just difficult to do as an online homework problem. You draw the quartiles and then connect the lines to make a box. Okay, we'll start the picture. Okay, you had Q1, Q2, Q3. And a little bit of space above the number line. Start the drawing. And then you just go across with square shape. Okay, so you got mark, 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 square. And then you, at least in this book, what you do is you draw a vertical line, a horizontal line. Horizontal lines called whiskers extend from the box to the max and the min. Okay, so we'll put the min, go from the box over here and kind of draw it down. That's one side, and we'll put something like the max. Go to the box over above the max and kind of fill it in. That's it. Okay, so I wanted to draw one or two of them for the problems that we've already done. So I have from the last example, we'll draw. So we'll put down the quartiles and then the min and max, and then we'll draw the whole picture.
You said we're just recreating some of them from like the past examples we've done. Okay.
Yeah, this one's from the last example, and the min was -2. Oops. I got Q1 was 1. Actually, you know what? We need our units to be equally spaced out, so let's draw those first. All right. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, actually, our max is 15. We need a better picture. That's enough space. Okay. So this is from the last example. We got a min of -2. Q1 was at 1. Q2 was 4. And then Q3, we got 12. Max is at 15. All right, so your sketch or your box plot. You have vertical lines above the quartiles, so right above 1, Q2, Q3, and connect. Okay. Then extend over to the min, dot right here, connect, and the max. So this would be a nice way to graphically display your data, but we're not going to focus on it too much in this class. Where are we? And I think we're just actually going to end it there. So we will find the 5-number summaries, but we are not going to draw box plots. I just wanted to show you why we look for these numbers. This makes a nice graph. Okay, so the last thing to talk about is in 15.3. Yes. Okay, range was the title. Range and standard deviation. Okay, range is kind of easy. It's the largest value of the set minus the smallest value of the set. So the range is the difference between the largest and smallest values of a set. Okay, so if we take the max, subtract the min, that's the range. Let's see, I forgot to put examples in. We'll try to do some examples in just a second. But I want to write down, first just talk about deviation, and then we'll talk about standard deviation. And then that'll be all of the topics we want to cover. Okay. All right, we'll come back and do these. We'll do these later. Range values. Oops. All right, so if A we're going to call it U. We're going to call if U is the average of a data set and X is an arbitrary data value, hey. Okay. Then the distance between X and A is X's deviation from, then the distance between X and U distance is called X's deviation from the mean. Okay. We'll draw a picture. So U is the average of a data set. We're going to draw U in the middle of the set. So we'll put this U right here. X is an arbitrary data value. We'll just put it somewhere. Let's put it over here. Let's mark X. Okay. Then the distance between X and U, which is this space right here, from there to there, is X's deviation from the mean. So right here, that's X's deviation or from U. It's the same thing. Oops, let's do U. Okay, one that we're going to focus on is called a standard deviation. So let's see, the standard deviation of a set is called sigma. And is denoted Greek letter sigma. So sigma, or this symbol sigma, is what we're going to use as our symbol for the standard deviation. All right, very last thing to go over, and then we just practice, is variance. So the variance of a set, we'll put it at the top. Use V for variance is denoted variance equals the standard deviation squared. So V is variance, and it equals like V variance is this, and it equals this. So the variance is V, and V is equal to sigma squared. Okay. I drew another quick picture. So let's draw the average in the middle. We called it U. And we're going to add one standard deviation. So U plus sigma. And U minus sigma. So this is the, actually, let's see. So I just want to say, instead of just, I wrote it out in my notes, but just saying that this is the mean plus one standard deviation, and this is the mean minus one standard deviation, and then the mean here in the middle. Okay, so I said we want to practice finding the range. I'll be right back. This cat is just yelling at me, and it's crazy. Okay, and I'm back. Computer's about to die. All right, thank you everyone. Sorry about that. Let's finish up. So we're gonna try getting the range of a set. Okay, so range is max minus min. Here, 42, take away 2. Okay, range, max minus min.
That's a -7, right, in the middle?
Yeah, so didn't put them in order this time. So that's your min, that's your max. So 14. Minus -7. 14 plus 7. 20, wait, 14. Yeah, we're at 21. we could do one more, but hopefully this is clear. You take the find the largest number, subtract the smallest number. That's the range. Let's just one, two. Okay, so I have max of 11 minus min of 0. And let's move on. Okay, so I was a little concerned about this section because actually finding standard deviation is really difficult. It's very messy. Even if you have just 2 elements in your set, we'd have to probably turn the whiteboard over just to do the scratch work. So we don't have to ever compute standard deviation in this class. But there are still questions I can ask, and I'll show you what kind of questions I'm interested in. We have a little time. I will show you what the formula looks like, but we're not going to use it. It's very messy. Okay, so what it is, aside. Okay, standard deviation is the Greek letter sigma, and to find it, if you were to find it by hand, you take the square root of the sum of each x value from the set, subtract the mean, we called the mean u, so x minus u, and then you square it. So for every x value, you subtract the mean, you square that number, and then you add the next x value minus the mean squared, and then you add till you get to the end. All of that then gets divided by the total number of elements you have, capital N. So yeah, sometimes when I do this, we'll find the mean, and then we'll find each of the values of x minus the mean squared. Then we add everything together, divide by n, square root. That's the answer. But we're not going to go there this semester. But for fun, this is where u is the mean. And is total number. Okay, what I'm going to ask is something like this. If the variance of a variable is 36, what is the standard deviation?
And then we just square root it.
Exactly, just stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay, variance is sigma squared, and it's 36. So the standard deviation is root of this guy. So maybe. Okay, to get sigma, as mentioned, square root both sides. So that way that root and that power, they're gone. You have a sigma equals the root of 36, which is positive 6. Next one. Now you have the standard deviation is 5. What is the variance? Okay, so I think we'll have time to do this one and another one maybe. So standard deviation is 5, sigma equal to 5. Okay, variance is sigma squared. It will be 5 squared, and you get 25. Okay, so new example. If the variance of the variable is 100, and these are really similar to the previous ones, just more of kind of the same question. Our variance of the variable is 100. Find the standard deviation. Okay. Variance is 100. And then you want the standard deviation, which is just sigma. So this is where we root both sides and get 10. Last one. So the standard deviation of a variable is 7. Find the variance. Okay, standard deviation of a variable is sigma and it equals 7. You want sigma squared, so square 7. You get variance equals 49. And that's all I want to do from section 15.3. So that's the end of the chapter. So for the last few minutes, just a reminder of what's going on. There are 3 homeworks total for this chapter. 2 have been posted. I'll make the homework 3 soon. Homework 2 is due this weekend. Homework 3 will be due next weekend. This Tuesday, we do a review day. I will not have time to type review questions. We will just meet. I will be sure to record and we'll do practice problems and go through the answer. And that will hopefully be good enough for questions that are like test questions. Anything else to do in this class? I just want to remind you that once we take exam 1, we start a new topic and we kind of let most of this stuff go and just go on to the next chapter. But we will kind of use some of these things. Like in the next chapter, we're going to use standard deviation and variance a little bit. And we're still going to talk about sets. Okay, that's all I've got. Thank you for coming to class.